what's on everybody's mind is there a clear path to victory here, and can we honestly say that we're on a path to defeating Donald Trump and holding onto the Senate and holding onto the House of Representatives?
Do you believe that there is one with President Biden on the Democratic ticket?
What I've said is that I think that that I think if things stay as they are, it's likely that Donald Trump will win the election and that we'll lose the Senate and we'll lose the House.
Are you watching the press conference tonight? Or
Sorry?
Are you watching the press conference tonight?
Of course.
Does that matter?
No, yeah, everything matters. Everything matters.
Are you at a decision point here where you might make the move instead of just saying that you think that he'll lose, but that he should withdraw?
This
from
is
the
not a
race?
decision for me to make.
But if you called for him to withdraw, that would be a notable thing for you to say.
Let's have I'm looking forward to the conversation we're going to have, and I appreciate that we're going to have this conversation.
What do you wish Biden was that Biden's not here? Thank you for stopping, sir.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
NBC News just in the last few minutes moved some reporting that several of President Biden's closest allies now say that he has zero chances of winning. A direct quote is, "He needs to drop out," from one Biden campaign official. "He will never recover from this." After the week and a half that we've had, do you agree? Is it time?
Throughout this week, as House Democrats, we have engaged in a process of talking to each other. Those conversations have been candid, comprehensive, and clear-eyed, and they continue. Until that process has concluded, I'm not going to address what any outside stakeholders may have to say about this matter.
But, sir, how much longer can you allow the griping to go on before it ultimately wounds him?
House Democrats, Senate Democrats, and President Biden are unified on the affirmative agenda that we have for the American people related to lowering housing costs or ending price gouging or growing the middle class, defending democracy, and fighting for reproductive freedom. President Biden, House Democrats, and Senate Democrats are also united in pushing back against Project 2025 and the extreme MAGA Republican agenda. That's unifying, not dividing us.
Leader Jeffries, President Biden has said he's staying in this race, but after your conversations throughout this week, do you think it's time for him to reconsider that based on what you're hearing?
Our conversations have been candid, comprehensive, and clear-eyed, and they are ongoing.
Leader Jeffries, you said that...
Hold on.
Leader Jeffries,
right there.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries. I do want to ask, so you have another frontliner coming out today, Congresswoman Hillary Scalton, calling for Biden to step aside. You have Greg Landsman saying that he's getting closer to that conclusion. Are you worried that Biden is a liability for your most vulnerable members?
No.
Do you think that Democrats still have a path to winning back the House if Biden stays at the top of the ticket?
House Democrats will win back control of the House of Representatives on November 5th and vacate the extreme MAGA Republican majority as long as we are able to clearly communicate our agenda of putting people over politics, lowering costs, growing the middle class, defending fundamental freedoms and democracy, and contrast that with the extreme MAGA Republican agenda, which will destroy working families and the middle class way of life as we know it.
But, Mr. Leader,
do you believe Biden's made a final decision about whether to stay in the race?
As I indicated, House Democrats are engaged in conversations with House Democrats at this moment in time. Those conversations have been candid, clear-eyed, and comprehensive. And that's important for us to do as a House Democratic Caucus family. And as long as those conversations are ongoing, I'm going to respect the sanctity of those conversations until we conclude that process.